and bring forward. For me, one of those is protecting privacy. It's not an issue that's often spoken about right now, but your data, your information, is up for sale. And some of the things you're seeing on TV, on social media, is a concerted effort to try and sway your opinion. Because right now, all of you in this room are an asset to a bigger industry. And so I believe in protecting privacy. I believe in stewardship of our environment. A big conversation that has come up is our public lands. And you all know that here in the South Valley more than anybody, right? There's a concerted effort to try and divide us over whether we should sell public lands and make them private, or whether public lands should stay in public hands. And I believe public lands should stay in public hands. I told you a little bit about my daughter, but I believe that healthcare is a human right. I hope no one has to ever go through what we had to go through as parents. There's nothing worse than pulling the plug on your 13-year-old daughter. That's the worst experience anyone can ever go through. And I can tell you firsthand that that broke me on the inside. But it also motivates me to be a leader for this state and this country, to create a system that's more just and balanced, that will take care of anyone, no matter what their background, their race, creed, or color, their socioeconomic status. It doesn't matter. We should take care of each other. And to me, that's the most important part of this campaign is healthcare. With that, I also believe deeply in taking care of our veterans. Montana has one of the biggest percentages per capita of veterans out there. And what's not being talked about is that there's 37,000 jobs that were removed from our Veterans Affairs this year. And what that does to our veteran pipeline in terms of getting veterans the service they need is devastating. When I first went through, I broke my back in 3 places when I was in the military. I planned on serving a whole career. It totally changed the trajectory of my life. I wanted to be a pilot. I went in as a search and rescue swimmer, graduated top of my class in avionics, was working on becoming an officer when that accident happened. And it took me about a year to recover. I decided to get out. I fell in love with health and wellness through that process. Decided to get out and go into health and wellness. And, I was a young guy, got out of the military, needed health insurance. And the jobs that I was able to get didn't have health insurance. It wasn't available. This was before ACA. And so I leaned on the VA. It took me almost 20 months to even get seen, to get reviewed, to get my file looked at, to actually get the benefits that I needed to treat an injury that I sustained while I was in the service. Now, we've closed that gap in the last 18 years. The end of the Biden administration, that was down to 2 weeks. And this cut to these 37,000 jobs is expected to back that back to 24 months again. That's not okay. Our veterans deserve better. Their families deserve better. And to me, there's a lot that we can do well above and beyond. The VA is not a perfect system, trust me. I'll be the first one to tell you that. There's a lot that we can do better. But our veterans' families are just as important as the veterans themselves. And to me, that means taking care of them even after that veteran is gone. Survivability benefits, opportunities for property tax reduction, you name it. Our veterans deserve better. Around Montana, I just rolled over 27,000 miles since April that I put on my little Tacoma. Just driving from Eureka, Libby, down through Sanders and Mineral County, down to Dillon, over to Virginia City, up to Bozeman, back to Butte, Missoula, down the valley here, you name it. And the number one thing that has come up for working class Montanans is affordability. And I'm not just talking housing now. We're talking property taxes. We're talking home insurance. We're talking car insurance. Price of fuel, it's still not at $2. I don't know about you guys, but we've heard that a lot of elections now, that we're going to get your price of fuel down to 20. It's not happening. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but Zinke hangs his hat on $2 fuel. It still has never happened. But the big thing that is hurting Montanans is our grocery prices. Price of beef, price of produce. And so much of that is impacted by decisions being made in Washington, D.C. We're putting tariffs in place that are directly countering the message, which was to lower prices for the average American family. And we can do better. All it takes is representatives who are willing to say, hey, that doesn't work for me. And you have to be able to stand up against an administration as a representative and say, hey, this is going to hurt people in my district severely, and I don't agree with this, regardless of what my party wants. So what I commit to you all is to be that person. I'm not loyal to a party. Let me say that again. I am not loyal to a party, to the point that the party is pissed off at me already. And I could give a shit less, pardon my French. Because we need people who are going to be loyal and representative of people, not parties, not PACs, and certainly not a president. I took an oath to the Constitution in this country when I enlisted to serve in the United States Navy. That oath does not have an expiration date. And so I'm committed to continue to serve that Constitution, whether it be as a veteran or as the next representative for Montana District 1. And so my ask of you tonight is this: your support. I'm committed to running a grassroots campaign. What that means is I'm not taking money from APAC. What that means is I'm not taking corporate PAC dollars. And some may say, hey, that's crazy. You need that money to compete with Zinke. No, we need campaign finance reform. That's what we need. We need to be able to say, I answer to you all, not to the highest bidder or a lobbyist out of DC. And so my commitment is this: I'm going to run a clean campaign, and I need your help to do it. That means stepping up, whether it's $50, $500, $3,500, whatever you guys can commit to. My campaign has to compete with Ryan Zinke's war chest. And we're not going to raise as much money as him, but what we do have to do is raise enough money to reach the rest of Western Montana. And so that's my goal, is to raise roughly $2 million we can beat Ryan Zinke. And that seems like a lot of money, but you're not in this alone. I'm not asking you guys to give me $2 million tonight. I know that's a big ask. But the way that we're doing this is by reaching out across the country. You see people like Graham Plattner, right? Does anyone know Graham? Yeah, doing a great job, running the same type of campaign I am out of Maine. And all it takes is momentum. If we can keep the wheels turning on this thing, where you're sharing it with your network, and whether it's social media or helping knock doors or spreading information with flyers or phone banking or you name it, we have to get the word out that there's a different type of candidacy out there that is truly going to represent Western Montana. So I'm really appreciative. This is one of the best turnouts I've had, so I'm so happy that right here in the Bitterroot Valley that we're able to turn out probably 60 people or more here tonight, and you guys are amazing. I'm so thrilled to be here, and the rest of my time is yours. I want to answer questions. That's what I'm here for. So the floor is yours. What questions are out there? Yes, ma'am.
So I